Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Lights Out Lounge podcast. I am one half of your hosts, Jayden, and not to my right, straight across from me today, got a little setup change going on, Brianna Ross. Hello.
Hello. Good to be here. Last of the triple header.
Yeah.
Finished.
Need a break after this.
I need a break.
For us, it's a quick turnaround. The race finished at about 2:45 in the morning, and it's currently 11 a.m. So just a quick nap, straight into it.
Power nap, and we're here.
We're here. We've arrived. Now,
Thoughts on the race? Give me 3 words.
I'm going to say sporadic. I'm going to say dramatised. I think everyone was expecting a bit of chaos.
Yeah.
We didn't really get it. And methodical. Apart from the start. Just no one really did anything too crazy. Everyone knew what they were doing. They knew how to get the most out of the car. That's why there weren't too many overtakes.
No, I would, if I had to give it one word, pretty underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, underwhelming.
Mm.
We should probably discuss qualifying first. Because that there, once again, just this guy.
That caused some upsets.
This man, Maximus, just keeps doing something that no one else could do in that car. And just snag pole.
Unbelievable.
Over
After
one lap.
his race in Bahrain.
Yep. I mean, he just keeps... Honestly, I don't know how he does it. And even, like, every other driver, there was a bit of a... in the media den, like, the Q2 drivers that got eliminated, they were watching his lap while they're doing the interview. And they're like, how the fuck did he just do that again?
Insane. He's something else.
Oh.
But on the other end of the spectrum, Lando Norris, P10.
Put it in the wall. Just got a bit of oversteer. The car snapped on him and he just couldn't catch it in time. And boom, P10, you start, my friend.
Pressure's getting to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone can see it now. It's not even like I think he's openly admitted it. Like, he gets under pressure. He just gets really fucking stressed out and then he can't perform. Where his teammate, on the other hand, excuse me, for the first time since 2010, Brianna, we should all be proud. An Australian leads the Drivers' Championship.
Give it up for Oscar Piastri.
Well done, Oscar. Beautiful. Now, the last man to do that was his manager, Mark Webber. Now, is that a trend? Are we saying something that we do we need to, like, do future Australian F1 drivers need to get close to Mark Webber and say, hey, mate, can you be my manager as well? Because the trend is your friend. I'll be next in line to get your signature.
He's a great manager.
Fantastic manager. And he's got a lot of experience as well. Yeah, he had 12 seasons in F1, Mark Webber, pretty sure. 12 or 13. And just did an incredible job. Didn't obviously win the world title, but he got very close on a couple of occasions. And multiple race winner. So he's doing well. He's doing well for Oscar. Oscar's doing well. Oscar's, I cannot believe.
Now, into the race. It's
Yep.
lights out and away we go. What happens?
Piastri gave Max a bit of his own medicine.
Yeah.
Which is what I like to see. Piastri, so Max is known for at the start, if he gets jumped at the start, he will just force you wide and then scream on the radio and say, he needs to give the position back. He needs to give it back. Well, this time, Oscar forced Max wide at the first corner and the roles were reversed. Verstappen came out ahead and he said, I don't need to give the position back. He forced me off. And Oscar Piastri said he was never going to make that corner. He purposefully broke way too late. That's my position. Thank you. So what do the stewards do? Instead of swapping the cars and letting them race, Brianna, what was Max Verstappen's infringement?
5-second penalty.
Yeah, which Red Bull...
But couldn't have been... That would have been up to Max's team's choice. Like, they could have said, give the position back.
They could have, yeah.
which they should have.
But again, they're just very, very, they're egotistical. Yeah, they could have said to him, give the place back because just get it out of the way now so you don't suffer a penalty. But they must have truly believed that it was his corner, which it wasn't.
It was not.
Nah.
Penalty well and truly deserved.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, if they were smarter, just swap them back and they could have gone again.
And theoretically, if you think about it, Max was quick enough to catch up to Piastri again and maybe make a fight out of it.
That lost him the race, so that was poor form on their end. But 5 seconds, fair. It's fair. 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Normally should be 10, like Lawson did later in the race, but because it was first lap, it's deemed racing incident.
Yep.
So it was only 5 seconds. So, I mean, Verstappen should be just grateful it wasn't more.
Yeah, but... And we'll get into how we felt after the race as we get on into the episode, but my word, he wasn't happy whatsoever. And also, his demeanour changes, hey? Like, he's come second. Like, it's not like he's been taken out of the points or away from the podium. Like, he's finished second. And he just... looked like I don't even know the most still face I've ever seen in that cool down room. Did you see that?
Yeah, he was not having it.
Oh my god!
I feel sorry for Albon. He's flying home with him. It's gonna be an awful ride.
Yeah, that's it. That's the.
I also feel sorry for Oscar. He's never had a good podium where everyone on there is happy to celebrate.
Yeah.
See Max, he was not having it. He wasn't celebrating. He just stood to the side.
Yeah. Oh, Max. The most deadpan face I've ever seen. I tell you what, that flight home with Alex Albon's going to have the headphones in. I think Max will fucking raw dog that. Just look straight ahead the whole time and just be like, yep, all right, on to Miami in a couple of weeks. He'll go home, he'll play on his simulator.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all he does. He's got a kid on the way. Is he going to...
That kid's coming any week soon. Any time soon.
Is he going to... give the streaming up for a little bit, or is he just going to say, here, you deal with the baby, it's your child, it's also mine, but you deal with it, you're the mum, I'm going to fucking sit here and do 4 races a day?
I think that's option. I think that is what he's going to do.
Yeah.
He's already said he's going to miss the birth of it. He's going to be racing.
Yeah.
It's a little girl.
It's a girl?
Apparently.
Okay. So, still on lap 1. Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, former teammates, former best friends. They probably still are, but probably not after last night. Smacked into each other. Brianna, how did you see this play out? Who's at fault? Is it a racing incident or is someone in the wrong?
I do think it's a racing incident. Like everyone was bunched up there, but if I had to say someone's fault, I'm going Yuki. Would you say the same?
Yeah.
I read heaps of comments saying Gasly, and I don't see it.
Yeah, look, it's difficult to determine, but from the replays I saw, I think Gasly left enough space. Like, bro, how much room do you need? Yuki he should have backed out of it before he hit the apex, but he didn't. Kept his foot in, and it's a tight area of the track where they made contact. Like
Is that second Red Bull seat cursed?
Oh, for sure.
That's
It has to be cursed.
But yeah, the former teammates. You can't write that any better. They are best friends, but
they are. Yep.
Not for long.
It was an innocuous crash. I mean,
unfortunate.
It wasn't heavy. There wasn't no medical car. No one had to be taken to the medical center. Which is
red
fine.
flag.
No
but
red
it
flag.
meant Lando Norris got 2 spots straight off the bat.
He did. No red flag, but a safety car.
Yes.
Did come out, and the boys at the back decided to pit and say, you know what, we're going to try and get to the end of the race. We're going to do 49 fucking laps on a set of tyres. That was never going to work. Nico Hülkenberg, Jack Doohan, Esteban Ocon, and Gabriel Bortoleto pit for Haas to go to the end of the race. They did not make it at all.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. In no world was that going to work.
Yeah. I mean, Lando lasted, 36 laps, 37 laps on his hards. So to do 49 is a bit...
Bit how you going, but...
Very much so.
When you're at the back, you've got to be adventurous and try different things, I guess.
Yep, and they tried. They tried. It just definitely didn't work.
They definitely didn't need to do both of the state cars. That could have been different strategy, but is what it is. They gave it a hot shot. Didn't pay off.
And it failed miserably on the restart. Now, Max, once again, just playing these games, thinking that he can outmaster everyone, which, to be fair, he sort of did on the restart, but he broke check.
Yes.
Oscar Piastri. And then Oscar Piastri slammed the brakes at the final corner, and then George Russell almost went into the back of him. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. I was...
my toes curled at that statement. At that action. I just could not.
And I just don't trust George Russell.
No.
So I made my heart dropped even more.
The guy eats porridge 2 minutes before he hops in a car.
No way.
Yeah, in practice 3, I think it was. So everyone's out on track doing the quali sim laps, and he's there eating porridge. The camera cuts to him, and 2 minutes later, he's on the main straight. The guy's just he's just wired differently, eh?
He's just a walking meme.
George Russell.
But yeah, Verstappen, he got a good takeoff after that safety car. He did get a good lead from Piastri.
He did. The pack then slowed down a little bit. And Lando Norris, as we said, as Brianna mentioned, started making his way through the pack, got to P8. Now, who is just ahead of him? Carlos Sainz in the Williams. Not a very hard job there. I'll tell you what was hard. To get past Sir Lewis Hamilton in that Ferrari.
It wasn't easy for Lando.
No. So, for those who don't know what DRS chicken is, I'll explain it very briefly. Essentially, when you are behind a car and you've got DRS, you want, and there's another DRS zone coming up, like there is in Jeddah, you'd want to wait until you hit that second detection point where you get that second dose of DRS to blast past the guy in front of you. Now, on 2 occasions, Lando Norris just sent it at the first one and gave Lewis the opportunity to get DRS down the main straight. And what did Lewis do on both of those occasions? Re-overtook Lando.
Yeah, he didn't even bother trying to fight Lando off because he knew he was going to get him in just 2 seconds.
Yeah. So very smart from Lewis.
But you expect that from someone who's been in the game that long.
Correct. And I was about to say he learnt that from that 2021 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix with Max Verstappen when they famously smashed into each other trying to play the same game.
Yeah.
Max slowing down, Lewis slowing down, different speed, just chaos. So that's happened before, and I'm pretty sure it will happen again later down the line.
And I believe that helped Charles Leclerc lock in 3rd place. That battle held Lando up a little bit because we saw it came down right at the end.
Yeah.
So helped his teammate without even knowing.
Very well done. Then, now we're heading into the pit stop phase.
Yep, strategy comes into play.
This is where Ferrari bottle it all the time, but I tell you what, on this occasion, they might have cooked something. Piastri stopped first. Now, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Max Verstappen had a 5-second penalty to serve with his pit stop. Piastri comes in first. McLaren make the first call. They say, right, Oscar, you're coming in. And what do? They fuck the pit stop. A little bit slow.
It was 3.4 seconds, I believe. So a second too long.
Yeah.
Or 1.2 seconds too long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a slow pit stop. Not great. Not what he wanted.
No.
Verstappen, he pits, is it 2 laps after?
Verstappen pitted, I think, because he got told to push. So
yes.
Because of his 5-second penalty. And I genuinely think he had more pace than Piastri. So
push it to the max, no pun intended.
Correct. Push it to the Maximus. And he did, but Oscar must have just been lightning when he came out of the pit lane. So obviously when Max boxed, they had to wait 5 seconds. They can't touch the car. And then his pit stop also was quite slow. I think his final pit stop time was 8.4. So that essentially means his pit stop time was 3.4 as well. Which is why, and then, Verstappen obviously had to wait 5 seconds. When he came out of the pit stop, he was 3.2 seconds behind Oscar Piastri. And you just think, if he was just a good boy at turn 1, would he have...
Yeah, what could have been?
...come out ahead? Obviously, Piastri had to make his way through the pack. How was that overtake on Sir Lewis? You wouldn't have liked that.
No, and I said, flashback to Australia when he overtook Hamilton.
It was pretty much identical.
Yeah.
Having to go around the outside, just a weapon. that I was happy. I wasn't happy, but I was because if that was Lando, I would have been fuming.
Yeah.
But because it's
I
Oscar,
love Oscar.
yeah, how can you not?
But yeah, chef's kiss. That was very nice. Very well done.
Yeah.
And then a few laps later, we had a funny moment that I would have never ever imagined.
Yeah, this was not on my bingo card whatsoever.
Quite funny. All right.
Gabby Bortoletto literally squeezed his manager into the barriers.
Fernando Alonso.
Just didn't
Into the
like what he
wall.
saw. And you know what? If that was any other driver, Alonso would have been on the radio swearing and cursing the shit out of him. Because this is his manager. Because he's managing the other driver. And he literally said, "Oh, that was close. Just check the car." But he just moved under braking. Just check the car. If that was
Anyone else,
Alonso
would have,
he would have said, "Look at this idiot."
he would have had a little chat to him after the race. Listen here.
Listen here, mate. You are fucked. I'm going to get you in Miami. I'm going to rear end you. What are you going to do about it? Fuck all. Anyways. And then more penalties are getting thrown out for some reason. Well, there is a reason. But this was a bit more harsh because this was deep into the Grand Prix. Liam Lawson has a 10-second time penalty for trying to overtake his Tasman brother, Jack Doohan.
Lawson's not having the start to the year that he would have hoped for.
Nah.
Oh,
I expected him to be a bit better in the RB than
Same.
what we
he's familiar with it.
knows the team.
And yeah, Hadjar is,
Chopping him up.
making him look silly.
He'd be stressed. If I was Liam
Yeah.
Lawson, I'd be stressed. I'd be stressing out right now because my teammate is 5 races in, 6 races in, whatever it is, and I'm getting showed up each week.
Do you know who else would be stressing though? Jack Doohan. What do we think?
Ooh.
How long does he have left in his seat?
Look, it's hard to say. He's obviously outlasted all the talks. That he was going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth within 4 races. He survived that, but how long does he have left? Honestly, I don't know. I think he'll get to the summer break, so he'll get another 6 races in, and then after that, because generally that's when teams sort of make their decision whether they want to keep a driver or not. When they get to Spa, they got 4 weeks off to deliberate.
Yeah.
They've got time for the driver they're replacing. The driver they're wanting to replace them with come in, seat fit, tour of the whole facility, all this stuff. So if he is to go this year, I'm going to predict summer break.
Yeah, so he's still got a few more races to redeem himself.
But he's got to get going.
Because his teammate Gasly, obviously he had an unfortunate start to the race and was out. But the last 2 races, he's been qualifying up there, top 10.
Yeah.
So Doohan's got a lot to improve on, but he does have a well-experienced teammate. Comparing Doohan and Gasly.
Yeah, I'm sure Gasly's trying to help him out as best he can.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is you in the car and your performance wherever you finish in the race. If you crash, if you fuck up qualifying, it's on you.
Do you think Colapinto would do a better job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's more naturally talented than Jack Doohan.
And I just miss his personality on the grid.
Yeah.
Jack Doohan's pretty boring. I haven't.
He's pretty vanilla, eh?
Yeah, very vanilla.
What is it with Aussies? Yeah.
But Danny Rick was not vanilla at all.
No.
So
It must be an Eastern States thing. Piastri and Doohan, Melbourne, Sydney.
Perth's where it's at.
Perth is where it's at.
But yeah, Colapinto, I'm missing that. He was just so funny and so just didn't give a fuck.
He's bubbly, eh?
Yeah.
Like
Charisma. That's what he's got.
Charisma.
Riz for
Correct.
those younger
Yeah.
audience.
So he definitely had, but I think that's the most dangerous kind of driver. If you're bubbly and laughable and have this infectious joy on the outside of the track, and then you get in the car and you just turn into a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Because that's what Danny Rick was for a little bit in his career. Like he was so happy and bubbly and he was like the face of F1 for laughter on the outside.
Yeah.
And then on the track, you were afraid of him. If he's trying to do an overtake, you know there's no way you're going to defend that.
And I think that's why so many people want Franco back because of his personality. Like, to be honest with you, I couldn't remember his driving abilities, but I remember him because he's so funny and charisma.
Yeah, he was good. He had a few slip-ups like last year, like a few crashes that were a bit innocuous and didn't really need to happen, but his race pace was actually very good.
Yeah.
He had very good race pace for a guy that just had to replace Logan Sargent. Sorry.
But I hope he is back in the seat. Obviously, sad for doing, but I do think it happens sometime soon. I don't think before Miami.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so. Unless there's unless Jack Doohan cusses out his CEO and his boss in the middle of a fucking briefing, he'll be there for Miami. So he's under pressure. If there's any driver right now under pressure, it's him, it's Jack Doohan and Yuki Tsunoda under pressure.
Yeah. Struggling to keep up with social media or just tired of posting content that gets zero engagement?
That's where Ludio X Media comes in. Perth's #1 content agency, trusted by over 50 brands and backed by 10 plus years of experience in the social space.
We manage your socials, grow your audience, and create content that actually converts.
Plus, if you're looking to launch a podcast just like this one, we will handle everything from strategy to production.
Ludio X isn't just a content agency, we're your creative partners.
Ludio X Media, content that actually connects.
All right.
Now, did you see that team radio between Leclerc? There's the chemistry here I love.
Yes. That talk me through it.
Okay, no worries. So Leclerc overtook George Russell. He was flying on his hard compound tyres. Sorry, before we get into that, we need to talk about the two drivers who absolutely got the most out of their tyres. Those medium compounds medium compound, which is very impressive. Charles Leclerc went, I think, 27, 28 laps on mediums.
Yeah, he just pushed them to the absolute limits.
Yeah, he did very well and got the most out of them. And Lando Norris going from hard to medium, he lasted 37, 38 laps. So he was very quick at the end. But in saying that, when Leclerc boxed, he came out behind George Russell. And from there, he was flying. Just lap after lap was the fastest lap. Kept pushing.
Insane. I also got to say, every week, Russell flies under our radar, and the 1 week we hype him up,
didn't
the
deliver.
Mercedes just not there.
Did not deliver.
No race pace.
It's just our luck, isn't it? That's exactly how it would go. Yep.
But yeah, I was shocked that Leclerc was zooming, getting him easy.
He was so fast. Like, even the commentators were like, I didn't expect this, but not even he expected it.
No.
Post-race, he was like, I don't know how I did that. No idea.
He looked exhausted.
Yes. I've got a bone to pick with Saudi Arabia. They wanted to hype up the dusk to dawn sort of race style. You start on sunset, you finish in the nighttime. Back then, it was about an 11 p.m. start, right? So we're like, okay, we can handle it. But now all of a sudden they've switched up and they want to go, we actually want it to be all at nighttime. And I think maybe because the race is hosted a little bit later in the year, the conditions are more hot. We could see that on the drivers. They looked wet after the race.
Yeah, Kimi didn't look well.
Oh, did he not? I didn't see him. So essentially, for those who don't know, as soon as the race is done, when the podium's all done and stuff, I just go straight to bed. I'm like, I need sleep right now because I'm going to pass out otherwise. And so I don't see all the media stuff after the race. So when Brianna has all this exciting information, which I'm sure she's got something today, I just don't know or see. So I wait. And I'm finding out with you guys if you guys haven't seen it. So Antonelli not in a good way.
Did not look well. Poor, Ian's got to go to school the next day.
Right now he's doing his homework as we speak.
Oh yeah, but he's a little baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was painful watching it at that time.
Oh yeah.
But did you tell me about that team radio?
Yes. So the team radio when Leclerc got past Russell, it sounded sarcastic from his race engineer.
It did.
Good job, Charles. So he just, what else would you say to that except thank you, Brian? It was just weird.
It was. I was taken back by it.
That was AI generated. That wasn't real. That was ChatGPT just loaded that one up, just infiltrated the system, just like last week.
I was just about to say, just like our podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, Oscar wins.
Oscar Piastri. Once again, he's on fire.
He's on fire. He's the only multiple race winner of the year.
Yep.
He's won 3 races. He's now officially leading the Drivers' Championship on 99 points.
The first, I'll say it again because I'm so proud of it. The first Aussie to lead the Drivers' World Championship since Mark Webber in 2010. We've waited 15 long years, and it's worth it.
I always think about how crazy it would have been if he ended up at Alpine. He could have just been another washed-up driver who had only like 1 or 2 years in F1.
I remember that day like it was yesterday.
So iconic.
Oh my God.
So iconic.
I have not been, I have not signed a contract with Alpine. I will not be driving for them next season. That made like the front page of like our local newspaper. That was big enough to not even go in the sports section of the news. That was like a news headline that you see when you first watch the news. It was insane. I remember that like it was yesterday. God, what a day that was.
Thank God he's gone to McLaren because
good choice.
He's winning the Drivers' Championship this year.
Oh yeah, you've said that in your predictions at the very start of the year. Yeah, and
from the beginning.
Right now, looking good. Looking good.
I think Lando's going to keep cracking under pressure.
Yeah.
But we also need to acknowledge Ferrari's first podium of the year.
Yes.
Finally.
It took its time. Far out.
Oh my gosh.
We can breathe a bit. Even though it wasn't expected, I didn't expect it. I was watching that going, he's not going to stay 4th, 5th maybe if he's lucky. Lewis Hamilton, P8. But they both exceeded our expectations, even though Lewis wasn't happy with how he drove.
Lewis, I don't know if you've heard this because you're probably sleeping. He's come out and he said, the car's not the problem. I'm the problem.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
I'm serious. He's come out and he's gone, Charles Leclerc, obviously the car's good enough to go to P3, so the car's fine.
Fuck.
And if you're Ferrari, after you've given him 400 million, you've got to be sitting there thinking, what have we done?
Why?
He's just lost all hunger. Do
you have a video? I want to hear it. Is it? Could you tell like in the tone of his voice, or is he?
Because it sounds like it's a sarcastic thing, like not like passive aggressive. No, he looks depressed. I'm finding it hard to support him.
No, Lewis.
Okay.
Really seemed to come alive for you in that second stint towards the end there. Was there a point where you did feel comfortable in the race today? No.
There wasn't 1 second. No.
So how hard is it?
Just pausing that. Not a single second he felt comfortable.
What are you dealing with in the car and how much work
I
is
don't
there
well,
to do?
clearly the car is capable of being P3, so Charles did a great job today, so I can't blame him for that.
Oh,
I can't blame the car.
Fuck. Shit. Is he past his prime? He might be, eh?
Let's talk about this because as a huge Lewis fan, this breaks my heart, but I think it is time to acknowledge it might be past his time.
Oh.
The only thing that gives me some hope, he won the sprint race.
He did, yeah, but Brianna, the sprint is like it's short. It's only a few laps.
But he still qualified pole position. But why has he not done that since?
I don't know. Is it the car? Well, once he gets the car sorted, is he okay? Once he learns the car a bit more, once he dials in, he might be okay.
I think we might be watching the downfall of Lewis. He 2021 could have won his 8th and retired on a high.
Oh.
And now he's here. No wife, no kids, a 40-year-old man who can't even beat Carlos Sainz in the bloody out. Oh, well, he can.
He did. Yeah,
but out in qualifying, Carlos Sainz does better. So I hope it's not I hope he's not washed. I hope it's not the end of his career. But
I don't know. But as of right now, Italy won't be happy. Like
no.
my relatives right now would be eating pasta like with their head down. Yep.
But his mind's like that mindset as well. You're never gonna.
He claims to be in the best physical, conditioning he's ever been in, and he always says that he's always feeling his best going into a race weekend. But
well, yeah, he said this year was the hungriest he's ever been for a championship.
yeah, well, he's full now. Let me tell you, he's cleaned his plate.
Oh,
Hopefully,
a nice week off.
yeah.
Let's
let him
kick
recharge,
it off in Miami.
Let him recharge. Let the other drivers recharge. We can recharge. And that's pretty much it for this
Lights
episode.
out lottery. How did we go? Biggest flop? I went with Alonso and wasn't a biggest flop.
Nah.
Beat Stroll. You've gone with Jack Doohan, and that's 2 points in the bag.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. So I said biggest flop, Jack Doohan out in Q1, and he finishes between 16th and 20th.
And you got that spot on.
Yep.
Last.
Naughty.
2 points in the bag for you.
Thank you very much.
This is what I mean. For biggest surprise, I never talk about George Russell, and this week I hyped him up. I said he's going to be on the podium and he's going to knock Max out of the top 3 in the championship. Didn't happen.
Mercedes race pace, the race trim wasn't there at all.
Wasn't there. So 0 points there.
Mm-hmm. Who was your biggest surprise?
I just did that.
Oh, who was your biggest flop? Oh, Fernando. Sorry, my bad.
Your biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise was Isaac Hadjar being best of the rest. Almost happened if he just cleared those 2 Williams, but he didn't. So that's a bit of a shocker.
Pole position, we both cooked that.
No
Max
points there.
Verstappen out of nowhere.
Yep.
And podium, only I came out with points, and I got my trusty Oscar Piastri.
Once again.
Only person who's actually got me points this whole lights out lottery. Oscar Piastri, first place, 3 points. Now, Jayden, I need to talk to you. Every week, I tell you, back the Aussie.
I know.
Back him up. And you never do.
I fucked it once again. Once again, I destroyed my chances. We need a points tally update. We'll get that out soon. But my God, you are Oscar Piastri, and I'm right now Gabby Bortoleto. That's what it is. I am at the back of the grid. I'm not doing very well. I'm coming out with predictions that are a bit wild, which every now and then would hit. But in terms, you're smashing me for podiums. You're getting at least. I think you haven't. Have you got points on each? Have you?
You're on 5. If I've calculated right.
Yep.
You're on 5 points, and I'm on 10.
Wow.
But it's get a bold prediction right, and that's 5 points.
Yeah,
right
that's true. That's true.
Stroll didn't bin it.
He didn't, hey. That was my bold
No.
prediction for Lance Stroll to crash out once again. He's learned his lesson. He just, I still don't rate him. I mean, fuck, he's second last. The only person he beat was a rookie. And rookies beat him. Lance Stroll, get out.
Well, I think next year, Max Verstappen's taking his seat. He's going to be sidelined for 1 year.
Oh, I would love that. I can't stand Lance Stroll.
I would love to see Max and Alonso equal
that'll
machinery.
That'll be good.
That'd be sick. But yeah.
Do you know what I can't wait for as well? Sorry, I just have to put this in. When Lance Stroll fucks it really hard at a race or qualifying, I'm going to spend 10 minutes in this very position that we're in right now. Just absolutely smoke. I severely dislike Lance Stroll.
We won't be waiting long for that. It'll happen any race now.
Do it in Miami, mate. I just need to get stuff off my chest. I need to talk to, you guys are like my therapists. I mean,
If anyone is a proper Stroll fan, please write
let
in.
us know.
And we want to call you up and get you on the pod because
Yeah.
how? I want to know your reasoning.
I want to know
for being
why.
a Stroll supporter.
Why do you follow a man that bought his way into F1 just because his dad is a billionaire and has cash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways.
that's for another day.
A week off, well deserved for everyone. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Brianna, could I please get how you felt, just a closing statement, I think, from each of us. How did you feel? 3 races in 3 weeks. Thoughts on the triple header?
Side note, Zach Brown. If I heard, it was 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But if I heard correctly, he said we've not had a boring race this year. And I said, did you forget about Japan, buddy?
Were you in Suzuka? Or were you watching it in your fucking swimming pool?
I might have heard wrong. I was 3 a.m. But it did wake me up. And I thought,
We haven't had a boring race.
Japan.
Oh, is the Pope Catholic, mate? Jesus Christ. That was a stinker. Oh, it wasn't boring because maybe, I don't know, Oscar was chasing Max. So he was like full of adrenaline, like, oh, is my driver going to win the race? He's going to catch him. But for the average viewer at home.
Because Max won that, didn't he?
Snooze fest, yeah.
So you give me your closing statement. I need to think.
Okay.
I'm still waking up.
All right. I'm going to say very good for Piastri, winning 2 out of the 3, finishing third in Japan. So a podium at each of those. Very good from him. We're starting to see where everyone's at, race pace wise and performance wise. We're getting a good gauge of, we think, me and you, I believe you're on the same boat as me. It's going to be a McLaren domination because I don't think Max can, in terms of the constructors, Red Bull don't have a chance if Yuki's not doing his thing. But yeah.
Because Ferrari's closing in on them, but that's only
Correct.
because they're one driver team.
Yeah. So that's, interesting 3 weeks. Still not sure who's going to...
Mercedes more pace than I thought, except for yesterday's race.
The lull, yeah.
But backing Oscar all the way.
And you've reaped the reward. You've reaped the rewards. So, well done.
Thanks. All right.
I think that's it.
That is it. That is the triple header completed.
Enjoy your week off, guys.
Yeah, enjoy it. And we'll be back in Miami where Lando Norris got his first ever win.
I can't believe that's been a year already. My God.
Mad.
Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
This track is not really an overtaking track, is it?
Yeah, it's got long straights, but again, the configuration of this circuit, that just makes no sense whatsoever. Twists and turns. They try to incorporate Japan with Saudi Arabia with a bit of Monaco. It's just fucked.
All right. Well, we'll see you there. We'll see if Lando Norris can win a second race at Miami, or will his teammate just be that little bit better as he has been?
Will Max come out of nowhere?
Well, George Russell. Who knows? Maybe a Ferrari. We'll find out.
Will Lance Stroll put it in the wall? Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. All right.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.